Hello, the neuroscience of abandonment trauma. Abandonment trauma isn't just an emotional feeling, you guys, that we can brush off or talk ourselves out of. My body and brain actually experience it as a threat to my survival. For humans, attachment isn't a nice bonus in childhood. It's a biological necessity. Your nervous system demands closeness, attunement, and protection. So if I'm ignored, emotionally abandoned, repeatedly rejected, or living with constant unpredictability, my brain doesn't file that away as a small disappointment. It marks it as danger that shakes my very foundation. So that's what we're going to talk about today on Trauma Talks. Let's look at what happens inside the brain, you guys. The amygdala, the brain's alarm system, constantly scans for threat. If I carry abandonment trauma, this system becomes hyper attuned to things like late text replies, a hint of withdrawal, a change in someone's tone, criticism, distance, or the slightest conflict. The amygdala doesn't sit back and logically sort out whether something is dangerous. It immediately asks, does this remind me of what hurt before? That's why when I have abandonment wounds, I might react fiercely to certain so-called little things. I'm not responding just to what happened now. I'm reacting to a whole storehouse of past unhealed pain that gets triggered all over again, all at once. Next, the hippocampus helps me organize memories and give context to my experiences. For someone with trauma, this system can go haywire. Painful moments from my past don't stay put in the past. They come rushing into the present. So my nervous system acts like the original pain is happening all over again. That's why, as an adult, the sting of rejection can make me feel as powerless and overwhelmed as I did as a 5-year-old child. Okay? All because my body is remembering on a level my mind may not even have words for at this point. Okay? Then there's the prefrontal cortex, which usually keeps me steady with logic, reasoning, impulse, and control, and emotional regulation. Under trauma, this goes offline mode. Okay? I might panic over text, completely shut down, become super clingy, disassociate, lash out, or feel I literally cannot think straight. When I'm in this state, it's not about character flaws, you guys, or being too sensitive. It's my brain switching from normal operations to total survival mode. The anterior cingulate cortex also lights up in these moments. It's the region that registers social pain, which is why rejection is even exclusion can feel like gut-wrenching and almost physically unbearable for me. For my brain, social disconnection is a grade A emergency. Now, what's happening in my body, you guys? Okay, abandonment trauma shows up everywhere. A tight chest, rolling nausea, racing heart, feeling frozen inside, closing appetite, falling asleep, endless thoughts, numbness, shutdown, sometimes even emotional distance from someone I care about kicks my whole body into complete crisis mode, just as if I'm actually having danger at that moment. Okay, like the danger is near. This is why healing isn't as simple as just thinking positive, you guys. My body first has to learn that connection, separation, and even uncertainty don't spell disaster anymore. That internal safety has to be rebuilt, often piece by piece. Okay, so let's go on. Why does rejection activate the same brain pathways as physical pain? Here's something most people get wrong about rejection. My brain processes social pain using the same pathways it uses for physical pain. From an evolutionary perspective, that makes total sense. Long ago, being excluded from the tribe wasn't just sad, it was life-threatening. The brain evolved to treat reaction like a 5-alarm fire. So when I find myself thinking I know I'm overreacting or why does this hurt so much? Or even why do I feel physically ill just because I was ignored? The truth is my reaction is real. Social pain is real pain, you guys. My brain doesn't have to have a neat little box for social pain versus legitimate threats. Okay, being left out, dismissed, betrayed, or outright abandoned, whether it is by a friend or a romantic partner, triggers the same danger circus. It doesn't ask whether it's, relational or not. It just responds with the old emergency programming, okay? Psychologically, this surfaces as a deep shame spiraling, playing conversations over and over, a power urge to fix the relationship right now, panicking when someone pulls away, feeling destroyed after criticism, or almost begging for reassurance. I might even feel intense, longing to reach out, try to repair things instantly, or seeking closure, even when logic says I shouldn't care this much. This doesn't mean I'm weak. It means my brain is experiencing actual pain and threat, and not just bad feelings, okay? All right, if I'm already carrying old unresolved attachment wounds, today's rejection doesn't just sting on its own. It lands on top of a mountain of unprocessed earlier hurt. Childhood neglect, abandonment by a parent, always being overlooked, not feeling wanted, or emotional humiliation from the past. Suddenly a breakup, ghosting, criticism, or being left out now cracks open access to every historical wound with a similar flavor. That's why my reaction can feel and be bigger than the immediate event. It's old pain, you guys, plus new pain all at once, all over again. So how does rejection identity affect romantic relationships? Let's get into that. This is where things get especially tough. I carry a rejection identity. Relationships can become exhausting minefields instead of safe havens. Yes, instead of coming into love from I'm worthy, or I can handle disappointment, or love is usually stable, I might unconsciously come in with don't leave me, please pick me, prove I matter, or don't become the person who hurt me before. Okay, that's what your brain might say. These beliefs drive patterns that can be hard to break. For example, if I have anxious attachment, I get fixed on closeness. I need nearly constant reassurance. Fear, being forgotten, endless analyzing text conversations can be devastating. Okay, emotional distance. I might even interpret unpredictable or hot and cold behavior as a sign of passion, when really it's my trauma acting up again. Deep down, I feel if I lose connection, I lose my sense of safety, okay? Sometimes I'm attached to people who are emotionally unavailable, those who are inconsistent, withholding, or hard to reach. My nervous system mistakes familiar patterns for chemistry. What feels thrilling, intense, or risky isn't always love. Sometimes it's just my history of hurting coming to life again. Okay, overgiving and self-abandonment are other common patterns. I'll try to become a fixer, the caretaker, the one who can adapt and take everything, make everything like better, what safety feels like. It's a huge part of healing, you guys, okay? So let's continue. A powerful self-empathy exercise to heal abandonment wounds. That's what we're going to do today, okay? You guys, all right? If I want to shift these patterns, okay, that I've talked to you about, self-empathy is critical. Here's a self-empathy exercise I use or recommend, you guys, okay? So number one, notice the trigger. All right, pause and specifically name what's happening inside me. Maybe I feel abandoned right now, or something in me feels rejected. Let myself experience it. No minimizing, no shaming, you guys. Step two, locate it in your body. Where do I feel it? Maybe there's a lump in my throat, a heaviness in my heart, a burning in my stomach, or a sense of shakiness. If it helps, I put my hand here and remind myself, I'm paying attention. I'm with you, okay? Number three, separate past from present. I gently acknowledge this feeling is real, but it might be older than, right now. This pain makes sense. It's my body remembering something. Those are the things you can say. This starts to loosen the grip on that trauma, you guys. All right, step 4, speak to that wound. Part of me, part of myself, with passion, with compassion, you guys. You might say something like, I'm here for you. I'm ready to listen. You're not alone in this pain. I know you learned that people leave, but right now, I'm staying. Take all the time you need to heal every part of your heart, mind, and body, okay? All right, step number 5, give that part what it needed then. Ask, what did I need when I was hurt before? Comfort, reassurance, protection, maybe just someone to stay, permission to cry, or to even feel chosen. Then remind yourself, you deserve to comfort, someone consistent in your life, to be protected. You deserve that. You didn't deserve to be abandoned. No. Okay, so number 6, reorientate to the present. I look around the room. Look around the room and slowly name 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, and breathe slowly and deeply. And I remind myself, I am here. I survive. I am safe enough now, okay? So let's do number 7. Replace the old identity with the truth. I repeat, abandonment happened to me. It isn't my core identity. Rejection wounded me. It doesn't decide my worth. I don't have to earn love. It should be given. I am not too much. I was simply carrying too much by myself. I am absolutely worthy of love that endures. Yes, okay? So what the identity of abandonment sounds like inside, okay, you guys? Most people don't walk around saying, I identify as someone who was abandoned. Instead, old wounds sound like inner whispers. Yes, nobody really stays. I always get left. I have to be useful to receive love. If people know the real me, they'll leave. I can't relax in love. I'm totally replaceable. I'm only valuable if I prove it. I knew this wound would happen. Okay? These aren't just random thoughts, you guys. No. These are trauma-driven identity beliefs, and we got to get rid of them. Healing means catching them in the act and offering myself the truth, even if it's uncomfortable at first. Okay? All right? So recovery actually requires. Recovery is not about suppressing emotions, but about growing more regulated, more honest, and creating secure connection with myself and others. For me, healing is multi-layered. Nervous system work. My body needs to discover that not every separation moment of silence or a dose of uncertainty is a dire emergency. Okay, practice things like breath work, okay, grounding exercises and gentle movement, all right, actually help retrain my system out of crisis mode, okay? All right, grief work. Nearly all abandonment wounds carry deep grief, not just for what happened, but for what I never got, okay? I need space to mourn those losses, whether in therapy, journaling, or support groups. Identity work. The real victory isn't just I can cope. It's I don't have to live my life by the story that I'm unwanted. I actively work to rewrite my core beliefs away from shame and towards self-acceptance, okay? Relationship repair, healing happens in safe connections. That's where it happens. I seek out relationships, friendships, therapists, partners, where I can be seen, soothed, and supported. It takes practice to give and receive trust, okay? Boundaries. Setting boundaries means I stop begging for scraps from people who constantly cannot or will not meet my basic emotional needs. It's hard to let go of those patterns, especially if I'm used to overextending myself. But it's a vital part of, respecting my own limits, you guys. That's it. Respecting my own nervous system and, keeping myself from further injury, okay? It's also about accepting a hard truth. Some people aren't safe, available, or healthy enough to offer real love. And that's not my fault. Accepting this protects me from reopening old wounds over and over again. Yes, okay? So let's close this out, you guys. The deepest truth. A rejection identity often convinces me that I was the problem. I used to believe too. But the reality is most of us with these wounds were just children, partners, or people trying to survive environments filled with inconsistent, neglectful, or unavailable loved ones, okay? That's really what happened. That wound says, I wasn't chosen because I just wasn't enough. That's not it. But the truth is, I wasn't loved well because those people didn't have the capacity, emotionally or psychologically, to love in healthy ways. That's not shame to carry. That's not my shame to carry, at least. Okay? Realizing that my worth isn't defined by what I lacked or by who failed to care for me. Okay? Transformational. Okay? That's transformational. That perspective alone can change the entire direction of your healing process. Okay? A healing reframe for you. You can keep. All right? As we close this out. So let's finish with this reframing. Let it really sink in, you guys. Read it slowly, maybe even out loud. I am not the story that rejection gave me. I am not the emptiness that abandonment left behind. I am not unworthy just because someone else couldn't stay, couldn't take care of me, couldn't protect me, couldn't see me, couldn't love me fully. Okay? What happened wounded me, but it does not define me. I can heal. I can experience real safety, you guys. I can walk away from what hurts and learn to stay present and loving with myself. Every step I take is proof of my resilience and my worth. Yes. So thank you guys for joining me on Trauma Talks today. I'm Crystal Booth, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye. Like, share, and subscribe, okay? Bye-bye.